GPS Speedo, prompted by the fact that the stickers on the Speedo are rubbish. I could not see when riding the bike what sort of speed I'm doing. I mean, an approximation, but within 10 mile an hour isn't really, not really adequate, I don't think. So I looked for a mechanical. On my RVF, I had one of these little mechanical devices that kind of, the cable from the front wheel or wherever screws into the unit, and then the unit screws into the mount at the back of the Speedo. And that worked well on the RVF. It was quite an elegant solution, I thought. However, I tried to find one of these things. I think the one for the RVF came from Motrax or someone like that, and I think they've disappeared years ago. And I couldn't find one of these anywhere. There are places, I think M&P or Demon Tweaks might have had them at some point, and they're all out of stock. Everywhere's out of stock. So I gave up looking for a mechanical one, and I thought, actually, what I could do is use one of these GPS Speedos. So I thought, okay, well, let's try that out, because they're actually pretty cheap. They're not expensive at all, these little GPS units. And I thought, well, what have I got to lose, really? And the first step is, because they run off USB power, and usually people use them in cars and things apparently, and plug them into a USB port. So first thing on the bike was fitting something for a USB connector. And I think I came up with quite an elegant solution here. I bought a waterproof supposedly USB connector, and you can fit it. I fitted it because the bike's already got a battery optimizer connector on it. I thought, actually, I'll plug into that. So when I unplug the optimizer, because I'm going to take the bike out, I then plug the USB in, so it's not on all the time. And there was just enough cable on this thing to reach to the fairing infill piece. And what it meant was I could cable tie the USB port to the fairing infill piece and don't have to do any mods to the bike at all. So, because I don't really like, drilling holes and stuff like that in the bike if I don't have to. So it's an it's a position where it doesn't need to modify the bike. And I bought a USB connector that's got a voltmeter on it as well, so it's got a digital readout for what the voltage is, and that's quite useful on the VFR because they're notorious for having kind of regulator rectifier problems, and one of the first signs of that is that your bike's not charging properly, so that as the revs rise, the voltage output should rise as well if it's charging properly. So it's just a good thing to have. It means I don't need a separate voltmeter. So, next step, let's get the GPS head fitted, and that's going to go, I'm going to sit that on top of the Speedo, so we'll see how that goes.